Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Kensthetic with the Kensthetics, and I'm here with you guys today with a new video. So in today's video, I wanted to chat with you guys about DSLR camera settings. I get so many questions when I post videos, when I post pictures. Girl, what settings you have your camera on? I have the same camera and it's not giving that. Girl, like, what do you do to get this? What lens do you use? What camera do you use? X, Y, and Z. So I really want to speak to you guys in this video about camera and camera settings, because you can have the camera, you can have the lens, but if you don't know how to work it, you are not going to get the quality and the content you are expecting. So I want to go in, I want to talk to you guys all about my camera, my Canon 80D, and how I use it to take photos and videos. So that's what we'll be discussing in today's video. Before we get started with today's video, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. We're on the road to 10K, so make sure you guys join. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy, and drop a comment down below with your thoughts, comments, questions, opinions, anything that's on your mind, especially after watching this video. If you guys have any questions, make sure you guys leave it down below. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Hey guys, so let's go ahead and get into these camera settings. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is how I connect my viewfinder on my camera to my iPad so that I can use my iPad as a secondary viewfinder. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to power my camera on. Boom. And I'm going to change it from the picture mode to the recording mode by just flicking this little switch. So in order to connect my camera to my iPad, the first thing you have to do is go to menu and make sure you're within this menu option with the little wrench, the yellow option, and then make sure you're under 2. So this is usually how it comes up. So you want to make sure you're within this and you're under number 1. And then you're going to click wireless communication settings, and then click Wi-Fi function. So here I already have it connected, so I'm just going to disconnect just so I can show you guys like how to do it from scratch. So this is a screen that will pop up if your camera is new, or if you've never done this before. This is the first screen you'll see. You won't see that previous screen. So the iPad is considered a smartphone when it comes to like these connection options, but you can also connect it to your laptop. You could connect it to a TV, a printer, another camera, but I'm just going to click the smartphone option. And once again, I already had this set up, so I'm just going to delete it so I can show you guys like from scratch. So I'm going to click the camera, and then you have these two options: easy connection or select a network. So I like to do easy connection just because it's just easier. So I just click OK. So basically my camera settings, which is going to be the SSID, is going to be the name of the network you're going to have to connect to, like the name of the Wi-Fi, and then the encryption key is going to be the password. I'm just covering it because I don't know what y'all be doing with this information. Okay, so now we're going to go over to my iPad. So on my iPad, I'm going to go ahead and go into settings, and I'm just going to go to Wi-Fi. I'm going to block out, I'll probably just block out this screen just because I have other people's Wi-Fi information on here. So I'm going to go ahead and click the name of the network, which was the SSID, and I'm going to go ahead and put that password in, the encryption key. Okay, so once my Wi-Fi is connected, you can see it here. I'm going to go into this application that I have, the Camera Connect Canon app. I'll zoom in so you guys can see how it looks. So I'm going to click this, and then it's saying if you switch to another app, basically just click OK. And then you're going to see the name of your camera. You're just going to go ahead and click that. And then on your camera now, it's going to say connect to this smartphone, iPad. It's just basically confirming on the camera that you do in fact want to connect to that device. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And then it says connection established. So over here, we see the check mark. You click OK. And then you click remote viewfinder. And boom, you see the same thing on here as you do on here. Okay, so as you guys can see, it's kind of dark. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how I adjust my settings on my camera to get the nice quality that I use when I record. So the first thing you have to do is turn on all of your lights. So I have all of my lights that I use to record turned on, just because you want to make sure that you already have that external light source in consideration while you're changing your settings. So I shoot everything in manual mode, which is the M. As you guys can see, that's what I have it on right now. Whichever mode the little white tick is on is a mode that it's going to be in. So right now it's in manual. So the first thing that I always make sure is adjusted is my f-stop, aka aperture. I make this as low as possible because I like the blur effect in the back. Just so you guys know, the aperture is an adjustable opening inside of your lens that allows light to pass through to the imaging sensor in your camera body. The lower the aperture is, the less light it lets through, which allows the blur background effect. So in short term, I select here, which is the f-stop on my camera, the aperture setting, and my lens is f1.8. so as you guys can probably see, 1.8. That is the lowest aperture that this lens allows me to go. So your lens has a very big impact when it comes to the aperture, aka f-stop, of your settings on your camera. So as I always say, you can have the camera, but it depends on what lens you have, because that does affect it. And as you guys can see in this specific instance, while adjusting this setting, it does affect it. So if your lens allows your f-stop to go to like 1.2 or 1.4, you'll have more of a blurred effect in the background. So I am looking to invest in a Sigma, I think it's a Sigma 30mm lens 1.4, so that way I'll have more of a blurred effect in the background. Also, when the f-stop is lower, it's better for shooting in darker settings. So when I want to take pictures at night, or when I want to take video at night, it'll be better with light. It allows more light to get through. I have more control over the light that is coming through. So I did want to explain that so you guys can thoroughly understand why I always say that the lens is just as important, or even more important, than the actual camera that you're shooting with. So I hope you guys understand that. So I always adjust the f-stop first and make it as low as possible. So it usually sits on 1.8 because that's what I use when I do my videos and when I take pictures. So after I adjust the f-stop, the next thing that I adjust is my shutter speed or exposure, which is this setting right here. So as you guys can see right now, it's 1/2500. So the shutter speed, aka exposure time, is the length of time that the film or digital sensor inside of your camera is exposed to light. This setting is important if you plan on doing motion clips, if you plan on speeding up your clips or slowing down your clips. So I don't know if you guys ever watched somebody's video and they're speeding up the clips or they're slowing them down and it's just very choppy. The reason it's like that is because their shutter speed wasn't on the appropriate setting for that, and it doesn't have as many frames per second. So instead of it having like boom, 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 like a gradual effect, it's like boom, 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 if that makes sense. So I always make sure that my shutter speed is 1/400 or 500. So depending on what I'm doing, what time of the day it is, I'll put it on 400 now just because it's darker. But if I record in the day and I have my blinds open, then I'll keep it at 1/500, which is a little darker. So hopefully that makes sense. But I adjust the f-stop and then I adjust my shutter speed. And the ISO I try to leave on 100. But say for instance, like it's still a little bit too dark, I'll go ahead and increase the ISO, which basically makes it more brighter. So the ISO is the camera setting that will brighten up or darken a photo. As you increase your ISO number, your photos will grow progressively brighter. So as I just mentioned, if you put it up, it's going to be real bright, but we don't like it bright. I prefer for my settings to be like as neutral as possible because I like for me to appear on camera the same way I do in person. So I did want to explain that, but that's basically everything that I do. Real simple, real easy. The other settings on the camera I don't really play with. So that's basically everything that I do to adjust my settings when I am recording. And then with this lens, I have my 18-35 Sigma lens on right now. but I'll go ahead and I'll zoom in just to get rid of like this background situation that I have going on. I'll just zoom in and then I'll be right there in the middle. So that's basically everything that I do when it comes to visual. When it comes to audio, I do record using my Boya lapel microphone. If you guys are interested in any of the equipment that I used to record, I'll go ahead and link my most updated filming setup video up above and down below. But this is the lapel microphone that I used to record. So when I'm ready to record, I'll go ahead and I'll take my plug and plug it right here into this microphone port. Make sure y'all can see. Oops. Okay. Plug it in. You gotta make sure it's in. If it's not in, your audio will be wonky and you will be stressed, because when you review your content, it will not have good audio. So you have to make sure it's plugged all the way in. And then once it's plugged in, my camera is already set up with the correct audio settings, but I'll show you guys where to go to set it up. So if you go in menu, I just went ahead and clicked that button, and you go to the first setting and you go to 4, you'll see sound recording, and you have to make sure that's on auto. And then on your microphone, you have to make sure, this is very important too, that your microphone is toggled to cameras, which is basically on. So yes, you have to make sure it's on. If it was down, then it will be on off. Or if you're recording with a smartphone, then it will be on that setting. But you have to make sure it's on cameras if you're using your DSLR camera. So that's basically everything that I do when it comes to settings. I know that you guys have so many questions, so if I didn't cover anything in this video, any questions you guys still have after watching this entire video, please comment down below and let me know, and I will be very glad to give you guys like a part 2 to this video. But yeah, that's it. That's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you guys have any additional questions, make sure you guys leave them down below. I'll be answering all questions down below. And if you guys want to see like a part 2 to this video, we can definitely do that too, because this was more beginner friendly. So if you guys want to get more into it, then we could go ahead and get more into it. Okay, girls? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Before you guys head out, make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that red subscribe button. We're on the road to 10K. I want you to join, so make sure you guys subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and drop a comment down below. And until my next video, I'll see you guys later. Mwah.